All right, so we are live for the first RWD Gaming video. This is Baron here with RWD Gaming, and we are going to be playing the second game of Critter Tales. Again, a setting we've been working on. This channel is just going to be gaming-related videos that me and some people I made it with enjoy. So I'm going to hand it over to my players to introduce themselves. Connor, if you want to go first.
Hi, as Baron just said, my name is Connor. Tonight I'm going to be playing Drake, the bearded dragon bard from the Sand Sea, and he enjoys gambling, and he hopes to be the best composer that has ever walked the earth, hopefully.
Hey guys, I'm Philip, and I'm going to be playing Stubbs, who is a black rat warlock, and he has a fun patron, and I'm excited to play in this setting with Baron and Connor, and soon Taylor.
Yep, that's right. We will be having a player join late today. The setting is a woodland critters anthropomorphized to basically a scale replica of D&D 5e. So all the sizes will be the same, just the texture reskin would be of woodland variety. So to start us off, the party finds themselves in the mountainous, I guess it's not mountainous yet, lowland, savage terrain of the wildlands in the north. Times are hard here, survival is tough, but those who can make it really find themselves to be of the hardier type. You guys are coming from a southern town, so this is one of the first towns in the wildlands you have come across. You have heard that they're having some trouble getting their harvest in. Some odd occurrences are happening around town. As of right now, you guys are just traveling north along a wooded path. There's no real big roads leading through the border of the Heartlands to the wildlands yet. So is the party doing anything right now as they walk along this trail?
Drake is probably having a bit of paper in his hand and dipping his claw in an inkwell and jotting down notes on a piece of paper to kind of inspire him later to write a song.
Stubbs is used to marching. He was a soldier in the Rat Army, and so he definitely just marched for miles and miles, and so this repetition is almost kind of relaxing for him. He enjoys this march and is glad to find hopefully a village soon, though.
As far as you guys both know, the town of Lemberg is the closest settlement to where you are now and your ultimate destination. You had received a wanted sign or a letter from somebody in the last town that Lemberg was in need of heroes to help them bring in the harvest. They were paying in gold, and that's exactly what heroes of your caliber were looking for. The town itself is not very far away from you. It's about 3-4 hours worth of travel. So you guys arrive there about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock. The town itself is it's a large village, if anything. There's a couple notable shops, but nothing like what you're used to back in the Heartlands. And it's oddly quiet. A lot of empty streets.
Is there like a town square or like a city hall or somewhere where a well.
Yeah, as you approach from the south, the center of town is kind of congregated around the large well that supplies water to the town. Adjacent to the well is the town hall, I guess you'd call it. You guys catch the attention of the two guards who are standing up to the door. Who are you, travelers? What are you doing here?
We're here because we heard that there was a bounty for odd creatures in the area.
Yeah, and heard you needed help bringing in your harvest. We think we can do that if it pays well enough.
You see one of the guards kind of nudge the other. Oh, this sorry lot is the heroes we've been looking for, eh? Well, all right, let's get you inside to see the warden. And he opens the door. It's not unusual for people to carry weapons or anything of that nature here in the north. It's less populated and vital to everyday life. So at most, they kind of just see to make sure your weapons are sheathed. Maybe the piece behind leather strap on it. They're not too worried about it. And inside the town hall, it's very dark.
What kind of creatures are those guards?
One was a pine marten, and the other was a stout.
Okay.
So kind of bigger than both of you. I guess I should probably do better explaining that sense. So this town is populated by a variety of different critters. There's mice, there's rats, there's hedgehogs, there's foxes, stout, and a pine marten. Not a lot of people stay here throughout the entire year, so it's kind of just a run to the litter guard as of right now.
And what does this warden look like when we see him?
You guys go inside.
Yeah, I followed inside.
So inside, this room is very dark. There's like a long table, people sitting at it sporadically. This is probably like a communal eating area as well. There are a few, I guess, one notable person outside of the warden here. It is, I have his name. His name is Ruggy Quilbeck, and he is one of the merchants in town. He likes to frequent this, the only communal table, I guess, in town around lunchtime. And at the end of the table is a graying old fox who kind of has an aura of authority about him that you would assume to be the warden.
I would like to walk up to him, offer my hand for a handshake, and say, "Hi, me and my friend here are here to help you bring in the harvest."
As you, oh, Philip, do you have anything to say?
That's right, warden.
So he is not phased really by your approach at all. He greets you. He shakes your hand, kind of beckons you to sit. Come, sit at the table. You must be heroes that I have sent word for.
Something like that.
Well, it is trying times here in Lemberg. My son disappeared 2 seasons ago. We've had weird disturbances in the nights and in the woods around town. My people are afraid to go out into the woods and into the fields for fear of what lurks out there in the night. It's autumn and the winter is coming, and if we do not get these harvests in, then my town could surely perish.
So are you looking for us to protect them from the things that are go bumping in the night?
Really, if you're not of the skeptic type, I may have heard wind of another way.
So Stubbs is like, he quickly sits down, starts munching on whatever food is on the table, bread, ale, cheese, eating it, sloshing, kind of with a full mouth. All right. What are you paying?
Of course, I couldn't let adventurers like yourselves go unpaid. I'm offering 25 gold pieces up front and 25 gold pieces on completion.
Well, you mentioned another way. What would this other way be?
Well, the answer to that question starts many, many generations ago. And he kind of, straightens up his graying whiskers. In the age before the Age of Champions, there existed a god by the name of Falderask. He was called this. Oh, we lost Phil.
That's not good.
Oh, he's back.
Sorry, guys.
You ready?
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. He would go by the name of the Night Whisperer or the Dream Caller. He would come to those who deserved good dreams and give them to them, and those who deserved nightmares would not receive any restless or restful sleep that night. He wasn't the most powerful god, nor was he the firstborn or most loved, and more often than not, he was overlooked. Someone who was forgotten in the course of the day. Falderask grew upset that during one of his meditations, he had visions of falling from grace and being forgotten from existence. This terrified him. And someone called out to him in this vision, someone with a shrill voice. He awoke the next day completely I guess I don't know the word, disheveled, and he sought out to find this voice, ultimately coming to a deep cave that led him far underground where the sun doesn't shine. And in this cave was the Night Mother, or Night Caller, or some sort of Night Whisperer. She's a hideous hag who we do not speak of in common decency. She promised him power in exchange for his brother's cult. Falderask's older brother is a wolf deity who is much larger than he is and much more powerful. So if the Night Hag could give Falderask the power to kill his brother, no one could beat him. He returned home, and in the dead of night, he cut his brother's throat and skinned him there on the spot, and returned to the Night Hag with the pelt. She looked at him and took the pelt, and from it was reborn his brother, but an undead, putrid, gory version. And from then on, he could wake the dead from their slumber.
That doesn't sound pleasant for anyone involved.
He kind of sniggers at that comment. But there are tales of where he died, and I think that might be the cause of the problems.
Do you think that Hag is coming to get her power back?
That I cannot say. But I know the trees are restless, and the dead don't sleep.
Stubbs has stopped eating. His bee familiar, which I forgot to mention, was kind of, munching at some fruit on the table that Stubbs set aside for him, and the bee has also stopped eating. Mention of undead is just the sort of thing that a hag would do, and there's a buzzing in his head just telling him that this is not right and something he needs to make right.
He probably has taken notice that you are locked on him, and so heroes, will you help us?
I don't see a reason to not help you, other than we might die, but that's a problem with the job.
Make it 30 gold pieces now and 30 gold pieces when we successfully complete our task, and you have a deal.
You want to give me a persuasion check?
We're both very persuasive.
4. I'm like just stuffing my face with food as I'm like trying to convince him to give me more gold.
So before you say if it succeeds or fails, actually no, never mind.
Well, I think food is kind of sprinkling on the warden's face. He kind of like shields himself. 25 as it stands. We're in desperate struggles as is. I'm willing to pay you each. Oh, we lost Phil again.
Something tells me this is gonna be a theme throughout the night.
I'm sorry, guys. I've never had this problem before. This is ridiculous.
No, it's cool. This video is already a success because it's online already. So, ta-da! Are you done? The warden is like, no, 25 when you now and 25 when you get it done. But if you happen to find any word of my son, that might elicit some additional profit your way.
We'll be sure if we get a word to pursue that word, and then after we pursue that word, we will bring whatever it happens to have to you.
All right, then.
Well, please, you must be weary. Eat your fill. Do what you need to do to prepare yourself for the trek to the west of here. I'll have my men fill you in on where to go and any supplies you need.
Thank you, Lord.
He stands up. If you'll excuse me, I have to go tend to some local matters. And he kind of walks away. How much time would you like to spend in this room? If at all. You don't have to stay here.
Well, I want to talk to Roggy Quillback at least and kind of see what he's doing here. Just like, say, oh, it's awfully empty. Where's everyone?
Loggy is kind of a more energetic, I guess not energetic, more positive about the situation. He is his quills are thinning on his back, and he kind of has that's his weakness, I guess you'd say. That's his sore spot. He makes money in town no matter what because he is bringing in the food. He's a hunter. He sells food and other meats. I guess I haven't really figured out what livestock and stuff is yet. So he's just a game hunter that supplies food for this town because he's pretty good at it.
So you've been out there. How have you survived?
They only catch you if you let them. They're only undead. How fast can they run? They couldn't outrun death, could they?
Well, there's only one person who ever did that.
And who might that be, me bucko?
His name was Fluffy.
Ah, Fluffy. I'm not acquainted with this Fluffy. But if you are going out to the mound, I suppose I could tell you where it is. It's crazy how something so important to history just goes unnoticed for so long. Up until about 30 years ago, no one had any idea that it even existed. It's about half day's march into the western woodlands. It starts to get thicker in the trees, and you'll know when you reach a large hill surrounded by trees, because no trees would grow on the ground. That was the burial mound of Falderask. And you guys actually very well may have heard the story of Felderask at some point in your characters' lives, but that's neither here nor there.
Thank you very much, sir. We very appreciate your help.
Be careful out there, laddies. I might be faster than you, but they might be faster than me.
Ominous. Tell me more.
He's actually probably had too much to drink for running the shop and having to cut bug meat or whatever they eat for meat. Or maybe he hunts nuts. He's got a good nut storage collection.
I guess everyone just enjoys his nuts.
Yeah, of course. Woggy's nuts.
Okay, well, I guess we'll want to head out tomorrow morning. Can we crash in here for the night?
The warden's not here, but one of his like chief guards. This one is actually probably a mouse. He is a sturdier looking mouse. He definitely has the look of a warrior on him, much unlike his comrades at the door. This mouse wears like a breastplate, and he's got like a leather jerkin beneath it, and he's got like a shield and a mace. His name is Phlegm. He approaches you. Yeah, absolutely. You're more than welcome to sleep in the barracks with the boys.
Great.
Would
Barracks.
would there be a place around here for a member of the Composers Guild to sleep? Like anybody who's in it?
I think he probably has like some chipped glasses that he only wears when he's not fighting to make him look smarter, because he's not the brightest. So he kind of like looks over his chipped glasses. You're not from around here, are you, boy? And he kind of laughs because he knows you're not from around here. Your reptile appearance up here in this cold, unforgiving land is an oddity as is.
It's not pleasant this far north, but ideal.
Make sure you sleep by a fire.
I'll try my best. So is there
I-
anybody
No,
around?
there is an inn, but it's not the most ideal sleeping conditions.
Okay.
I'll
well,
join him in the barracks and tell Drake, well, you can join us, or if you want to go find a fire.
I'll join with you guys. You'll all make a decent enough blanket for me.
I guess in my mind, a little bit of time passes. Whether you're catching up on like local. Actually, I guess I'll leave that up to you guys. Is there anything you envision Drake or Stubbs doing in some downtime? Materials they'd be gathering? Any insights on any projects they'd be trying to gather some information on?
Drake would probably be wandering around the town trying to brush up on local lore from the area.
A lot of people are pretty proud of this Falder-esque burial mound, which is very counterintuitive to their situation. It's almost, I guess, and there's not even a lot of people outside. There's only a few, and at this point, they've only grown comfortable because the day's grown on and people have started drinking. You could probably imagine that this burial tomb was almost, no one goes there, but the thought of it being there is kind of apprehensive. So those who are here are the weirdos, the ones that it doesn't bother. And it is getting to be autumn, and these occurrences have started to scare off a lot of the people that stay here in the spring and summer months when it's decent.
Would the feeling these people have be akin to like an actual haunted house?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I just stay away from there. When I walk by it, I walk really fast.
Stay there. I don't want to be there, but it's pretty cool.
And unfortunately, this burial mound. Oh, carry on.
And so is it like preventing the crops from growing, or it's just the source of these like creatures that are hunting people down, preventing them from harvesting their crops?
Pretty much out in the field, I guess it's easy to get singled out, and that's the issue. These things do not have a preference like night or day. It's kind of just random zombie happenstance. And it's only been getting worse. So people are leaving, and there's a chance that with less people out in the fields that you're more likely to get picked off. So they just need heroes to kind of scope out the area or check out this burial mound and see if something's up, because that's the local superstition is Falder-esque is raising the dead.
That seems to line up with everything.
Okay. Do you want to go to the burial mound first to gather information, or do you want to go to the field first?
That was kind of the inclination from Wayland, was to go check out this burial mound, because if you're going to stay in the fields, you'll be here for a little while, so maybe this might expedite the process if you check this out first. And
how early does the harvest start? Because people could get caught in the day while they're working, while we're at the burial mound.
you'll be in like an overseer's position. They'll make like a stand or something for you to stand on. I don't know, man. Game setting things that I don't know yet.
Okay, so I guess we'll go to the burial mound first.
Well, an indefinite
Yeah.
amount of time passes while you're at this long table. There, you said you went outside, you're talking to people, so maybe it's kind of waning on in the day and it's getting darker. Some torches are lit out outside of some houses, but there's nobody outside anymore now that the sun's going down.
Okay, let's get to the barracks, Drake. I don't think we want to be caught outside here if the stories of Falder-esque are true.
I would not like that at all. Let's continue on.
And
kind of huddle into his clothes a bit more because of the coldness of the environment.
I almost picture you wearing like a very poofy jacket. like a overly large ski jacket.
Kind of like what the Eskimos wear, except, you know, not with fur.
So basically, as soon as you guys turn to step towards the barracks, you hear a guard call from the edge of town, "Oi! Help! They got me, mate!" And you can hear a faint groaning coming from, I mean, it's not that far away. It's probably 100 feet. You hear like a struggle, and you hear someone else call out, "Ah, it's got," and his voice trails off into a scream.
We're going to have to delay going to the barracks, Drake will say right before dashing off in the direction that he just heard those people screaming.
Stubbs will kind of try to look away and not pay attention to what just happened, but his bee is going to fly right over there, and he's going to kind of look and roll his eyes and then go over to.
So, as you guys, how rapid of approach are you guys taking?
As I said, I'm dashing.
Dashing?
So,
okay, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I'm running.
So you rapidly approach the site of what's going on here, and basically what you're seeing is a mob of tattered, clothed, wearing critters of varying levels of decay. It's hard to make out how many there are exactly, but a couple of them are gnawing away at this guard who looks to have been a weasel at one point. Hard to say. And his buddy is kind of like prodding them with a spear backing up.
Does the guy with the spear look like he's still in good shape?
He doesn't look like he's injured, but he looks frantic and prone to making a mistake.
Okay. I'm going to cast Sleep, centered on the guy that's getting gnawed on.
He isn't going to resist you. He's almost sleeping as is.
Well, it's not really resisting. It's just, you know, I roll 5d8 worth of hit points, and then whatever things have less than that go to sleep. Targeting the least HP thing first.
So are you trying to put the other things to sleep as well?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
All right, so that's 10, 13, 17, 24 total hit points worth of sleep. So the guy getting gnawed on is probably going to fall asleep, and then...
Yeah, he goes to the misty fields. The sleep spell doesn't have the exact effect you were, I guess, looking for. You see, like, the eyes of these things droop, but their bodies remain rigid, almost like marionettes on strings. They're not really working of their own volition, I guess. They are, but they're not zombies.
They're necromancy.
So, as you approach, you see probably 5, 6 of these decaying critters. They are of varying types. There's a rat or two, maybe a younger mouse, adolescent a woman Wolverine, I guess, maybe a sparrow, and they're all just kind of sauntering towards this guy with the spear. Philip, if you want to give me kind of your initial, we'll roll for initiative after that.
Get out of there! Come to us quick! And I'm going to cast Armor of Bees, which is basically an eldritch invocation, and it lets me cast mage armor at will. And it's my AC is 15 now, and as bees like kind of out of nowhere start swarming me and like surrounding me, protecting me.
All right. Connor, what's your armor class?
11. Hold on.
Solid.
Wait. No, not 11. 12. Forgot I was wearing armor.
12. All right. Go ahead and roll initiative.
$19 for me.
What'd you get for your initiative roll, Philip?
9. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I put it in the chat too.
Right. Oh, right on, right on. All right. So, Connor, you are right there on the scene. You cast sleep on the man who is now peacefully dead. And it didn't have quite the effect you're looking for on the zombies. Kind of as your immediate reaction to that, your first turn. Go ahead.
So seeing that sleep didn't work, I would like... You said that they were not really acting of their own volition, right? Like they were just puppeteering, sort of, was happening?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attempt to take control away from whoever's doing the puppeteering and cast Crown of Madness on the Wolverine. She has to make a wisdom saving throw.
So tell me how you think this would look in this setting. How would a Crown of Madness look and appear to you? How would you cast it?
So I would pull out the hollowed thorax of a very large insect that I use as a drum. I'd sort of rasp my claws against it and then slam my hand on one of the holes on the end. And I'd say, this body is not yours, but it's not mine. However, I think you'll find that my mind is quite better than yours.
Oh shit. So as like this crown appears on the Wolverine's head, she stops and kind of rigids up, and it's not a scream because the vocal cords aren't there, but you hear like a harsh rasp of two pincushion lungs trying to get rid of as much oxygen from it as possible. And the look in her eyes is a look of relief as her body kind of crumples to the ground in a heap.
That's actually better than what I was going for.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, Connor?
Well, casting that was my action, so I guess I'll just pull out my long sword and hold it in both my hands.
Right on. So, as you reduce this Wolverine to a pile of bones and tattered cloth, the rest kind of have their attention on you more so now than the guard with the spear, who has ultimately slipped up and had the spear pulled away from him. And he is probably going to be attacked here in this turn. So, Connor, one makes a swing at you. You said your armor class was 12.
That is correct.
So, I guess I don't know. He missed. He rolled a 12. Or is that a success for you guys? I play. That's not.
I think if you tie the AC, you do hit.
Oh, well, then he hits you. And the other guy gets kind of mauled by 3 guys, and he takes enough damage that he's dead. Well, bleeding out from his wounds. Connor, you take 4 damage.
I can work with that.
As he kind of heavily scrapes his paw against your chest.
I do not know what these animals have worked towards. They all want this same thing. I'm not really talking to the undead here. I'm talking to the one controlling them through them. If that makes
Right
sense.
on. Give me a Arcana check.
Yeah, that's a 4.
So you kind of get the feeling you're talking to yourself. Hold on, I think we're getting Taylor in here.
Woo!
Oh, he said he's about to get on those. Sorry, we'll get back to it. So yeah, the other couple are kind of mowing down on this other dude. You got a couple mowing down on the dude that's dead, and there's one attacking Connor. And that brings us to bottom of the order, Philip.
Okay, so I'm gonna shout to my bee, Bumble, go help Drake. And so I guess first Bumble's going to fly over and try to sting the zombie attacking Drake. Ooh, 23. Dealing damage. So Bumble is just like flying in hot and just like immediately pivots. Stinger just like plunges into this zombie creature that's attacking Drake.
Maybe this is like the sparrow one, and it's just like a ploof of feathers as Bumble just smokes into the sparrow walking shambling mound of bones.
Perfect. And then I'm going to run over to the guy who's hopefully still alive but getting mauled. And I want to invoke my patron and get Fey presence. Creatures in a 10-foot cube. Me. So I'm going to like run up to him. Originating from me, must make a wisdom save DC 12 to be charmed or frightened, and I'll choose frightened for all of them. You're muted.
Sir.
I love playing online. So you see two of them kind of, detach themselves from the corpse. Well, not corpse. He's bleeding out. But one seems unfazed by your rebuke.
Great. So yeah, my voice is just like laden with like thick buzzing, like, and they can tell that this is a Fey presence and must be kind of like a clashing presence of this hag gifts.
Yeah, absolutely. I would imagine Buckfast, or how do you pronounce it? Buckfast?
Yeah, Buckfest, yeah.
She's probably not, the biggest god, but she is a more respected god, as honey is highly coveted. Her tributes are great. So when a fae of this magnitude kind of demands something from a potentially lesser fae, it might override it a little bit. So yeah, these things back up. One's still chowing on them though.
I think that's my action. So
Got it.
All right. So the undead in front of me is now dead again. Is that what happened when the bee stung? You're muted again.
No, he's still standing, but he is not. He's not looking as good as he was. If he was looking good at all for an undead.
All right. So then I'm going to slash it with my longsword. And that'd be a 17 to hit.
That is a success. Oh, we got Taylor.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And that'd be 11 damage to her.
So go ahead and describe how you kill him, because he's dead now, and then we'll intro Taylor.
Oh, I got my headset working.
So what Drake does is, with one swing, he brings the sword up and across, slashing the undead from like lower hip over its shoulder, so that only one arm is available to it, only the head. So it's basically useless. So why would the thing keep the connection to it? And it just disintegrates back to bones.
All right, so as it sinks to a pile of dust on the ground, from over the fence, you hear the flutter of wings, and you are greeted by the sight of your old companion, Russell the Sparrow. So Taylor, we are live. So yeah, we can see and hear you. But you wanna introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your character. Who is this mysterious sparrow that has come in the nick of time?
I'm Russell, a rogue trickster, and that's all I really have for right now.
Right on, man. A few words. Go ahead and give me an initiative roll. You're gonna get right into combat, and then we'll kind of catch up and start.
Nine.
All right, you and Philip are going at the same time, so you guys can figure out who goes first when it's you.
All right.
Connor,
I'm trying to get this problem having my headset's not getting any sound.
Let me know when you can hear us, I guess. But Connor, you just finished your turn.
After making the undead disintegrate, I'm going to run over to where the one zombie is still left, chowing down on the dude, and I'm going to scream, "Don't you want the one who can sever your connection dead?"
All right, so as you run at him, he kind of perks up and he hears you, blood flowing from his mouth. The man on the ground appearing to probably have lost consciousness. He's not a man, actually. He was a
Weasel?
A weasel, yeah. He's lost consciousness. He's lost a lot of blood. But the other one has looked up towards you. There are 4 more about you right now, outside of the one on the guy. So a total of 5 right here. The one that is standing on the body is going to attack you, Connor. You good, Taylor?
Yeah, I had lost sound for a second, but I got it back now.
Right on. All right, just a tip: whenever you are not on your turn, just hit Control F to mute your mic.
Okay.
Just remember to unmute yourself.
Yeah, don't forget to unmute yourself when you got to talk.
Okay.
All right, so this one is going to attack you, Connor, and he hits an 18, so that's a hit. So he kind of just stands up and rakes at you with one arm for 4 damage. The 2 that were scared away from Philip, are they under? Is that a duration for how long they're scared? Is there a time?
They are until the end of my next turn.
Right on. So they're not focused on attacking you. They're actually going to try and back up away from you. They're going to use their movement to step away from you. But in their place, the other 2 have kind of shuffled forward. One right next to the Sparrow here. Russell, what is your AC?
13.
So he comes in with a swing for a 15, and as you kind of come down over the fence and land, he kind of bips you for 4 damage.
All right.
And the other one is standing next to you, Philip, and he's going to take a swing for 13, which I believe is a miss.
It is, because my bee swarm just engulfs his hand, and he like has to like, yeah.
So yeah, he kind of recoils. Maybe the bees are like flying inside of his skeletal remains, making an odd spectacle of this particular zombie.
Sweet.
That brings us to either Taylor or Philip, whoever wants to go first.
All right. I will need a quick rundown of where everything is and what are we fighting? You said undead.
Yeah, they're like
Correct.
undead critters.
Okay.
We'll catch you up with that in a second, but I guess the story behind why these things are like this. But yeah, they are for the most part just undead critters, probably remnants of the town that has been eaten so far.
Okay, I just need to know how many there are and where they're.
Total of 5 right now. One's been turned to dust.
Okay, so there's 5 and there's one
And
right next to
2
me.
corpses that they were eating.
Yeah, there are 2 corpses on the ground.
All right, and
So that weasel guard is officially dead.
Yeah,
Are they all-
I'm gonna say so.
are they all up on top of each of us, basically?
You got one on top of you. You all have one kind of squared up with you, and then 2 are backing away, kind of afraid.
How far from?
Because they little
everybody?
bitches.
Because they're scared little bitches.
How far would you say I am from everybody?
From which one?
From my friends.
You're probably 10, 15 feet. You're right there. Everyone's pretty close.
All right. I can go then. I'm gonna yell, everybody run south, and I will drop fog cloud right in the middle of all of this.
You're gonna do what?
Drop a fog cloud in the middle of all of this. Try to retreat a little bit. Like, try you guys to go south a little bit. Just to draw them towards us.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, this gate is actually pointing to the west, so
Okay.
running to the east would be towards center of town. I
Yeah.
figure that's kind of the direction you're trying to run.
Yeah. So head east a little bit.
Yeah, everyone would be able to move before they go, so you'd be able to, I'd say in my mind, kind of coordinate this push.
Yes, I can just drop a fog cloud and that's it. And I can disengage as my bonus action and move 30 feet to the west, you said? Is it center of town? Or east?
East. East is
Okay.
center of town.
Yeah, I'll take 30 feet to the east.
Right on. So yeah, Taylor, if you want to describe how you cast spells and what we would see is this cloud of fog.
I kind of take my winged arms and just give it a good clap forward, and fog just emits from it in a 20-foot cube.
We get it, you vape, bro. But yeah, so this kind of small stretch of road here up to the gate is kind of just a cloud with 5 zombies inside it.
We're getting Silent Hill up in here.
Yeah. That's it for my turn.
So I guess I'm going to run out of the cloud, the fog cloud, like towards the center of the city with these guys, and ready my spells in case I see any of them like start to peer out. Can I see any of them in the fog?
You can probably see like the outline of one on the edge of the fog, but the sound of you guys running has kind of given them an alert direction in which to go. So they're probably slowly going to start shambling out of the mist here. So if you wanted to attack one now with like disadvantage on the roll since he's in the fog, or just ready in action until they walk out, either would be applicable.
I'll go ahead and attack one now with disadvantage, and I will Eldritch Blast them. Ooh, that wasn't good. I don't hit. So like I just like look back and kind of like fling out my palm and a stinger pops out of it and shoots out towards the zombie, but just misses it and goes into the mists. I can't hear you.
Maybe it was like his shadow playing off a torch in the fog. He just wasn't where you thought he was. Kind of just of smoke as this strike enters the fog. That brings us to actually Phil. I don't know if you have anything left. If not, it goes to counter.
No, just me and Bumble will meet up and be like out of the fog.
So, on my turn, I would like to leave one hand on my sword, pull out the thorax of the bug that I use as a drum with the other arm, and I'd like to beat on the back of the drum, then on the front of the drum, and to tell the zombie, Leave with your horde. I'm getting rather bored of you. And that's a casting of suggestion.
Bars. So, is there a will save, I believe, with
That
that?
is a wisdom save, yes.
Am I looking at a 12 again?
No, you're looking at 13.
Oh, 13, sorry.
No worries.
So, there are 5 zombies left, and you probably have sight of maybe 2 of them at this point. But I guess it's a sound that affects these zombies, not like a line of sight thing, a line of hearing.
Yeah.
So there may be some that walked away. There might not be. You can't exactly tell at this moment in time.
Oh, right. There wasn't one that was right in front of me. I forgot.
Are you still in the fog, aren't you? Or did you run out?
I'm still in the fog.
Right on.
I'm going to run to where I think the gate is, and then turn around with sword in one hand, drum in the other, just preparing for them to come out.
So are you trying to get in between them and the way out of the town?
Between the zombies on the way out, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to position yourself there, you might have passed by one, but if you want to give me a dex save, we'll see if he manages to get a claw on you.
Hey, look at that, 17.
So yeah, maybe you kind of just slip right past a cold hand, and you kind of can hear the shuffling of these undead walking towards you.
Speaking of which, I think it's their turn.
Yeah.
That it is. So your command to have these things leave has affected the 2 that are now standing in front of you. They're probably about 10 feet away, moving in. They stop at the 10-foot mark. That is the farthest they can travel at this time. So they're just in eyesight of you, but can't do anything to you. And then on the other end, coming out of the fog, is 2 more. There's a 3rd that is unaccounted for. Theirs was a movement turn. They're slow.
Whose go is it now?
Let's keep drawing them back. Make them move to us and shoot them with ranged implements.
Yeah, it's Taylor or Philip. Taylor, if you want to go first, since you're just now getting to play.
Actually, Philip, you go first. I forgot to write down my damage from my sword.
Okay. So I'll take a little bit of step back, and then I want to target one of these guys with my Eldritch Blast. So I want to move, I guess, 30 feet back because my Eldritch Blast has like 120 feet range. So I think I can still see it and just shoot it. 20, not nat.
That's it.
All right. And that is 5 damage as I launch a bee stinger right into the arm of one of these guys.
So this stinger kind of, maybe even this is one of the smaller, the adolescent zombie that was in this group, because it plows the whole thing right over. Is there anything you would like your Bumblebee to do?
I think Bumble's just going to be kind of like
Surveying the
defensively,
situation.
yeah, circling around me. I want him to stay back.
You've probably maybe had the thought like there should be some guards showing up if this is an issue, but you're starting to hear cries coming from other gates. Some scuffling. Maybe there's some smoke coming from a tipped over torch or something. But this is definitely not the only gate that this is happening to.
Shit.
My go. All right, I'm gonna shout. What's going on? I have no idea. I'm gonna pull up my short bow and take a shot at. Actually, can I see any of them? Want to make a perception check or anything?
You should be able to see two of them. So.
Okay, I'll take a shot at one of them that he just damaged, right?
Yep. Well, that
Should be
one,
within
that
view.
one, that one. Actually, no. You can only see one. I'm sorry. He finished that one off.
Okay, I'll take a shot at the other one then. That's still up.
Okay.
That's 13.
13 hits.
All right. That's a 7 damage.
All right. So you kind of like break this one mildly in half with this arrow strike, but he doesn't go down.
Oh shit.
You knock
And-
down the front, the top half, and it like builds itself back up.
That brings us to counter.
So, do I see any other than the one that built itself back up?
You see two kind of come into your vision. They're probably 10 feet from you.
Okay. In that case, I would like to slam the pommel of my longsword onto my drum and scream, "Back!" And a thunderous boom will emanate from me as I cast Thunderwave.
Right on. And I think I have a dex save for that one.
That is a Constitution save.
Constitution save.
Not the best for undead, but whatever.
What am I trying to beat? 13?
Yes.
So yeah, give me some damage.
They are also pushed back 10 feet if they didn't make it. And that's 9 thunder.
Yeah, you hit them both.
Save.
Is it something to do with sound damage?
Yeah. Thunder is sound. It's like a big boom.
Yeah, resonating reverberation. I almost picture the throwback from this thunder wave kind of smashes them into various shops or buildings in town, or just kind of breaks them apart. They're decrepit bodies that have risen from the ground. So you throw them into the mist, but you hear like a smash.
They probably dispersed the mist too. From where he's
What's
at.
that?
It dispersed the mist from where he's at.
Yeah, probably did.
Makes it even more cinematic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it probably like clears the mist, and you have like the one zombie that's kind of like standing off in a corner because he's got lost, and then the one that they've been dealing with in front of you.
So
I guess that would be my turn, wouldn't it?
I think I still have my move. I'm going to move up next to my other party members, if possible.
You're probably about 100 feet away at this point. They've been actually probably not 100, maybe like 90, 70. somewhere in like 60-100 range.
Then I'm gonna move closer to them.
Okay, so yeah, I'll say you can get like within 50 feet.
All right.
So that brings it to the undead's turn. The one kind of is like peeking his head up, and stops walking into the corner that he's walking in, and he turns his attention and he's shambling back over. This one, I guess, is a little bit more spry than the other ones. Maybe this is a more recently deceased body, but he charges at you, Drake, and both of his claws come down as he makes 2 strikes at you. For a 9 and a 13, which I think you have a 12.
I would like to use cutting words on 13. I roll a d6 and it decreases the attack roll by whatever I roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell him, your claws may snatch and your jaws may bite, but it just isn't right if it's me.
Bars.
And it decreases it by 2. It would be an 11.
So yeah, he kind of just misses in front of you. The one that took a spike, or no, not a spike, the arrow, who kind of took some damage. He is also making his way towards you guys, and he's not able to get close enough if you want to finish him off on your turn.
Who, me?
Whomever.
I'll run up and slap him with my rapier. Just a big ol' smash. God, if I could roll. That's a 10.
And does not connect.
Just miss.
I'm gonna. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. That's it for me.
Okay. I'm gonna yell, "You guys finish them off! I'm gonna go check the other gates!" And I want to go try to run to the nearest other gate that I heard other zombies coming to.
As you, well, actually, we'll let never mind. I guess you can really kind of see all 4 of the gates from the center of town. So maybe as you get to the well, you can kind of see that the captain of the guard has rallied a force along the main gate, and then Wayland is kind of mitigating the other 2 with some pretty good success. They're managing to force him back and shut the door. Someone had lit them on fire, and though it's taboo, they were pretty lucky with it, and it didn't burn anything of importance down.
Lucky. Nice. Okay. So we just have our guy left then?
Yep, just the one dude. I mean, there's a few zombies you can see, but there's more soldiers there than you've seen population in this town up until now.
Okay, so can I shoot the last guy with an Eldritch Blast?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Ooh, 11.
11 is a miss.
Bummer. Another.
He's like dipping, ducking, diving, dodging.
5 Ds of dodgeball, or in this case, dodgebolt.
We can go to Connor. Connor, do you want to see if you can hit this dude next to you?
Yes.
He's got fucking moves, man.
I would like to try to slash it with the longsword.
Or not Philip, I'm sorry, Connor. You can definitely take a point of inspiration for all the songs you've made, and I've been shirking you on that, and I apologize.
That is a 17 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And since I'm using one hand because the drum's in the other, D8, so that'd be 8 damage.
You hit a sweet spot on this one. His spine kind of breaks in half backwards, and he falls away from you and kind of teeters back around himself.
And so with my hand, the zombie's brand has been broken.
All right, so there's just the single one left. He's going to kind of fall into you. Actually, would you guys have been moving back this whole time as he's approaching?
I moved
Russell
them last
and
turn.
Stubbs.
I moved
Yeah,
forward.
good back.
Just go ahead and one of you two go and kill this dude. This was just kind of to test your guys' abilities and see what you guys
I'll try
wanted
to
to try.
hit this time. Ooh, a solid 14.
Hell yeah, that's a successful hit.
Ooh, that's a 8 damage.
And that's enough to KO the baddie. All right, that drops you from initiative. Like I said, you can kind of hear the quelling of all the guards subduing these creatures coming in the other gates. There's a moment that passes between you of, like relief that you don't see anything coming through your door. You push the gate shut, and if you want, someone give me a strength check with advantage for latching the door. It's a big latch. Or you guys can do it together.
Yeah, let's do it together. Because
Okay.
I have shit strength.
I think
Well,
we all
yeah.
do.
Mine is pretty decent, actually.
Nice. We'll get behind the bard.
Yeah.
Has never been said before.
And did you say that this was a strength check?
You can do athletics if it's higher.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm going to do athletics, and I'm going to use the Bardic Inspiration die,
Nice.
because I still got 2 more to use. So yeah, that is a 27.
Oh, shit.
So maybe this gate's actually pretty big, and like watching you move it is a feat of near inhuman quality.
Inferior quality.
Yeah, you have taken some damage. You're like just flexing on this door, and maybe it's like a log for the lock, and you're just like, "Rah!" Throw that bitch over too.
You amaze me more and more each hour, my friend.
That was a feat of strength. So what's going on here?
You came just in time. These terrible undead creatures burst through the gates. They killed one of the soldiers. We heard them cry out. We think that they're coming from the burial mound of Falderask. It's about a half day's march away. The village here has been pestered by these undead creatures and other things in the night for a long time, and it's been affecting their harvest.
And from what we hear, it's most of the time in the fields because people tend to be alone there.
Oh, okay.
Not looking for plot hole errors right now.
I'm not.
But Waylon kind of approaches you and he points to the bodies. Make sure those go on the fires. And 2 guards come up and kind of drag them away, along with, I got not so much the zombie bodies as the guard bodies to prevent them coming back. We're going to take a break. I am in dire need of a drink. So if we want to all take a 10-minute break, meet back here whenever you get done doing your shit.
Awesome.
All right.
Please enjoy my Displacer Beast picture.
Thank you, everybody who tunes into this quality video over here at RWD Gaming.
Do what?
We're streaming, bro. We've been live for an hour and a half.
Yeah. How many people are
You
watching?
guys said it? Fucking 0.
Oh shit! I can pump those numbers
Whatever.
up if you want me to.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. All right. So what's everybody's names in the game? I know there's a Drake.
Drake is the bearded dragon, which is Connor.
What up?
And then Philip is playing Stubbs. He is a black rat warlock. And basically, they arrived in town. They talked with the
He's a black rat. What? Sorcerer?
warlock.
Warlock. Okay.
Basically, we've got to town, talked to the warden, learned about the burial mound. That's where you guys will be going in the morning.
Okay.
I'm kind of giving you the freedom to do whatever you want for why your character was off on his own.
I was delivering a message to a town for my hometown, Willow.
Right on. All right, well, we'll wait till Philip gets back before we get back into it.
I'm here.
All right, on.
Oh, I forgot my pictures off too. Did we get contracted to help stop this, or did we just stumble upon this shit just now?
A bit of both. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry, one more short intermission.
Do not worry, friend. I just realized my mic was near my temple.
I do
Sorry,
that all the time, man.
I did not know how serious Bella was until I fog clubbed that shit up.
No, that was good. It allowed them to like slowly trickle out, and we just picked them off. It was great.
Yeah. My guy loves his fog
Sound explosions.
because I am a trickster rogue.
Lots of
I've never heard anyone play a trickster rogue before. It's always assassin or thief.
Ironically, thief is the one thing I don't have in my Thieves Guild game.
Really? That's nuts.
Yeah, I told them you're going to be in a Thieves Guild. They looked at Rogue. They looked at the archetypes. None of
They
them
chose
wanted to be a
assassin.
thief for whatever reason.
Jeez.
We have one assassin. We have one arcane trickster. We had 2 warlocks. No, we had 3. We now have 2.
Did one die or did he just go out?
Just sort of floated away. I don't know where he is.
Life, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be eating real quick, so I'm just gonna keep my camera off for a sec. But Taylor, you were delivering a message from a neighboring town. Actually, I mean, if you guys were all saying something before I
Yeah.
interrupted.
I was
Sharing
just delivering a message. Yeah.
Right on. So the rest of the night is kind of spent cleaning up the aftermath of what happened here this evening. You do manage to get a couple hours of sleep. The responsibility didn't rely at all on you guys for the cleanup.
Sick. It's my favorite.
But go ahead and give me, unless there's anything you guys would like to do before going to sleep.
Just like make sure everything I have is in for a condition before I go to bed.
And yep, as long as you got a couple nicks and scratches here this evening, but nothing that couldn't be bandaged up for tomorrow.
So, I have a question. How does jump distance work?
I mean, it should pretty much be covered in that Eric Orco flying rule set we sent you.
Oh, okay.
You can basically glide, I think, up until level 5.
Oh, I am level 3. Okay. Okay. Yes, I can jump 10 feet. But I can cast jump at will as natural, so can I jump 30 feet then?
I mean, you can glide, so
Yeah.
guess it really depends on what you're trying to jump over.
My fog cloud.
Your fog cloud's gone.
I know, no, I'm just saying in general.
Oh, just in general.
Yeah.
Probably at a higher level, yeah, I don't see that being an issue.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sorry, guys, I'm almost done.
Very good.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, sorry it took me so long to get on. I forgot I had every fucking magic card I own on my desk, and I had to move them all.
Do not worry about it, friend. I was testing Yu-Gi-Oh cards today.
I'm trying to sell my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, actually. I have a bunch, and some of them might be worth money. Because this has taken over my life. Magic.
That is a lot of boxes.
Oh, yeah. Each one holds like 200 cards, and they're awful.
Nerd.
This plastic box here has a majority of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in it, and the rest are upstairs.
Yeah. You interested in buying any? I got Stellar Knights, I have Gem Knights, I have Noble Knights, and Gravekeepers. Those are all my decks that I still have.
Yeah, I was telling these guys that I found a really fun deck to play. It's called Super Quantum, or as I like to call it, Power Rangers Megazords.
That's what the Gem Knight is, dude. Like, the Gem Knights constantly fuse together.
Yeah.
You remember those, Baron?
Okay, sorry about that. Had to fucking smash it.
You remember the Gem Knights, Baron? From Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I do. I have all mine some fucking where. My thousands of dollars in fucking cardboard. But alright, yeah, night kind of just winds to a close a little bit later than you guys anticipated. So, is there anything that you'd like to do before bed?
Nope.
Alright, so you guys are sleeping in the barracks, and no, I don't. It's the most restless sleep you've gotten in a long time. Your nights has been plagued with cold sweats and night terrors. I don't know if there's something in particular you guys are afraid of, but this is what that dream would have been.
Snakes.
I must be an awkward traveling companion for you then.
But you find yourself sluggish to get out of bed, and it kind of takes you longer than you'd like to get off on the start of this adventure, and you don't actually end up leaving till like just before noon. So it'll take you probably close till dark to get there.
Where are we heading? The catacombs?
It's a burial mound.
Okay, burial mound.
Pretty much like Skyrim cairn. Just a
Yeah.
big plot of dirt that they dug under. This area is fairly densely wooded, but it is closer to the heartland, so there isn't a tremendous danger of large predators here. The farther north you would go, the more likely something like that would be encountered. For the most part, it's eerily quiet. You don't come across any zombies, but you really don't come across anything out there.
I'm gonna let my dog out. You keep talking. I can hear you all through my back door.
So
Keep your eyes peeled.
we get to the burial mound and nothing of interest occurs.
As of now, you guys are kind of looking for it.
I'd like to look for footprints.
Okay, go ahead. If you all want to roll some survival checks to...
What the? I'm done with this dice. I got a solid 9.
7.
How did this person with a -1 to wisdom get the best roll? I got 15.
All right, so
Nice.
Drake is the only one that kind of is able to maintain the westerly direction. The sun started to set, and Stubbs and Russell lost all bearings from their sleep deprivation. Though you know you're heading the right way, you don't think you've found it yet. There's trees everywhere, and it's starting to get dark.
If we set up camp out here, we're gonna have a watch.
I'm good at that. But we should try to move a little bit more, see if we can find it. Unless you want to settle down for the night.
I don't fancy being this close to the burial mound at night.
Yeah.
Drake will kind of look up at the trees and say, "We might be able to be up there."
I can do that.
That's
I'd feel
a good idea.
definitely feel more comfortable.
Are you guys trying to set up camp right now? Or keep walking for... I would say it's probably about 6:30, but the trees are so tall that it's kind of blocking out the sun from getting to you.
I'd like walk for another half hour and then try to set up camp.
Yeah.
Right on. So that's exactly what you do. You keep traveling west, and Loggy said it was only a half day, and you guys have been traveling for easily a little over that by now. Maybe not a little over, but you're getting there. You should be seeing this mound here anytime. And right as it gets too dark to see without a lantern, you guys decide to call it for the night and post up. So what are some just mundane camp activities for the party? What do you picture these critters doing to set up a location for themselves?
I sleep right in the tree. Find a little nesting corner. Pop a squat. But I'm not gonna go sleep. I'll take first watch.
Stubbs is used to gathering food for the troops from his soldier days, so that's what he does. He forages. I don't know if you want me to like roll to see if he finds anything, or
Yeah, go ahead and
just
I
tell
don't
me
know
what he finds.
if you want to do a survival roll or if you have the skill to forage for food.
Yeah, like nature.
Yeah.
Sure.
While he's doing that, I'll take a sweep of the perimeter stealthily.
Stealthily. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
That is a 20. Not that.
So you fade from existence for a moment. Yeah, as you check the perimeter, it's the same eerily quiet. No chirping of bugs, no sounds. What did you get on your nature check? Stubbs?
Yep, just a 4. So I don't think I really.
You found a
Fine,
gnarled
Bert.
old root or something
Yeah.
that no one really thinks looks appetizing, and you might take a
Forage without 4.
you take a bite out of it. It might even have been a rock. It's dark. So, in the back of your minds all day, you kind of had an apprehension for going to sleep this evening at the risk of the same restlessness that you experienced the night before. So night starts, and Russell takes first watch. You said you kind of just posted up in a tree.
Yeah, kind of above where everybody else is sleeping.
And
That way I get a good angle.
did you guys set a fire of any sorts, or are you just kind of small tent by the tree?
How's the weather?
Fire going. Just
Yeah.
provide light.
Right on. Yeah, you guys can light a small fire without any problem. There's plenty of materials for kindling and wood. So, Taylor, give me a con save.
Con save. 10.
All right, so at some point in your watch, you can't figure out when. You doze off a little bit. And you all, I mean, unbeknownst to you all at the time that the others are experiencing the same dream, you have a dream of this large lupine shadow kind of pacing around you, with no, it almost looks like it doesn't have fur, whatever it is. You haven't been able to get a look at it. It's a silhouette, if anything, but the creases of its body look odd from just your experience in the critter world. I'm actually going to let you guys mildly interact with this dream. So, for all intents and purposes, you are in the same camp, but it's kind of like the dark or the shadow or whatever it is in Stranger Things, kind of like the upside. Yeah, that's what it is, the upside down.
Quick question. Have all the undead we encountered up until now been skinned?
No.
Okay. That makes me feel slightly better.
Yeah. No, they have all, well, their skin may not have all been intact, but yeah, none of them were intentionally flayed.
Okay. That makes me feel kind of okay.
But
Noticing
but,
everything has slightly changed, I will take a leap out of the tree and try to circularly glide through the forest around our camp and come to a landing.
whatever the shadow is, Taylor, it kind of strafes the camp with you, keeping the same distance. It kind of keeps circling back to one side of the camp and like circling back around.
Do I notice if they're awake or not? All my
Uh,
friends.
Do you guys want to be awake?
Physically, no. Probably not.
Well, no, it'd be like mild dream state.
Okay,
Awake.
so like... Okay. Yes.
All right, hold on, guys.
I guess I don't really know what you mean by mild dream state awake.
You know those dreams that feel like you're actually doing something? Kind of like that.
Yeah, like you're in control.
Oh, so like we are definitely still dreaming, but we can just interact.
Interact. Yeah, we can interact with each other in the dream.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. That's cool.
Ow, fucking cat shit.
So, you all kind of are half awake, half asleep, seeing figures from your past in the shadows, but over them all is this giant shadow with no fur. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you see it circle back to one side and then do the perimeter and circle back to one side?
So, have the spells recharged for us? Since
Yeah, you've had a long rest.
okay,
I will use my my mimicry, and I will let out a solid like wolf's growl at the creature.
Have you ever had a dream where it's like you should be able to do something but you just can't?
Yeah.
It's like you're wanting to say something and you have all the force there but nothing is coming out. Try as you like. Ultimately, the shadows of the forest are like pressing in on you guys on the one side, kind of pushing you out of your camp into the darkness of the woods towards this shadow.
I would like to attempt to cast suggestion, and with it I will say, why do you stand out there and pace? Come over here and show us your face. To the wolf.
And at this moment, you get somehow with as far away into the woods as it is, you see its face, and it's the face of a skinless wolf. Its nose and all the fur from its face have been removed, and you only catch this glimpse for a moment, and almost as if you said nothing and he said everything, you find yourself being forcefully marched towards this creature against your own volition.
I'm gonna try and stop him. Hold him back.
I mean,
And well,
go ahead and roll a strength, I guess.
Yay.
do you have to do contested, or is just his?
7. Literally, I just keep rolling.
You could probably roll contested.
Let's hope I roll 5 or less.
No, this is our strong bard.
All right, that's a 13.
So yeah, you're just kind of pulling Russell along with you. Is there anything Stubbs is doing?
I guess Stubbs is just. I think Stubbs knows who this is, and so I'm just interested. I want to hear what he has to say.
Stubbs most definitely knows who this is. You may have noticed something odd, but your familiar is not here.
Oh, so I think that's probably the indication that I know that this is a dream state.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
I'm just
It's your spindle. That's
yeah, exactly.
like I honestly picture it like you guys are the only thing with like the hint of color though not vibrant at all in this. But like your bee is sleeping next to you, like in that dark background color. Like it's not even like able to come away from where it is now. And you guys are able to kind of like free form move in this environment.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just like kind of get closer to Drake.
Follow them towards this shadowed figure.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, you really can't like look away or turn your head or gather a whole lot of sensory information. It's a lot of scant memories and distorted pictures. But you find yourself walking through the woods for a short time, and you come across the hill, this massive hill. You don't know when you walked up this hill, but you are on top of this hill. And laying down on this hill is a massive, to you guys, wolf. He is missing an eye, and the flesh is putrid, and bones revealed, what no fur on him whatsoever. He kind of, in a deep voice, I knew you'd come.
What happened to you?
My brother Falderask flayed me in my sleep and cursed me to damnation as his undead servant.
Who are you?
You wouldn't say that.
My name is Girion, the wolf spirit.
So you're Falderask's brother. Dang. I was hoping we wouldn't have to be dealing with him.
Golly. He, I don't know if you guys have seen any like I'm thinking like Princess Mononoke, the giant wolf spirits. Like their mouths don't really match up to the words they're saying. He's just kind of like letting out breath and words are being produced. He kind of shuffles the way he's sitting. You notice he's bleeding. The parts of him that are not completely putrid are still alive. You can definitely tell that whatever this is, it is old and it is probably very powerful.
What can we do to help? Do you need your skin back? Do you need us to finish your brother? What do you need us to do to help you?
In a fit of rage, the warden's son ran away from home. He came here. He sought refuge from a storm and desecrated the door on Falderask's tomb. The seal was broken, and Falderask has managed to slip back into our world. I believe he has the boy inside his cairn. You must go inside and put a stop to Falderask before he possesses the child.
Then we shall. Or at least we'll attempt to.
How do we seal the tomb when we're done?
I should be able to handle that while you take care of Falderask.
We're not going to get sealed inside, are we?
That I cannot say, adventurer. That is the test of your spirit and Falderask.
Well, do we take him on here, or after this is done, we've gone back to where we were?
And at the end of your comment, he lets out a larger breath than the rest of them, and this is enough to basically topple you over the side of this hill. And as you tumble to the bottom, it's a lot more jarring than I guess a normal tumble would be. as if a normal tumble wasn't jarring. You find yourselves waking up. It's the middle of the night, and you're tumbling down a hill and hit the bottom. It's a very solid dirt. It's a hell of a way to wake up. You don't know why, but you definitely fell asleep without your equipment, but you have all your equipment with you. And you don't see the light of a fire anywhere.
Where are we?
Your eyes are, rapidly adjusting to your environment. You are in front of a large opening in the side of this hill. Definitely looks critter made.
I think this is the burial mound.
Were we here the whole time?
I don't know. We must have sleepwalked here. Is Bumble here?
There's a smell of death kind of emanating from this cave here.
Is Bumble here?
Yes.
Nice.
I don't know if it has a gender. It's a bug. But it was like inside your bag. So like now that you're like getting up and adjusting yourself, the flap kind of kicks open and like squinty eyes and struggling to figure out what's going on is your bumblebee familiar.
Nice, pleasantries exchange.
You do have torches, if that's something you want to
Before we
invoke.
go straight to the torches, does anybody have dancing lights or a light spell? Because
No.
I can't see in the dark.
Yeah, I can't either, and I do not.
Torches as it
Nope.
is, then.
I'll whip out my mage hand and give the torch lit.
You're gonna be holding the torch with your mage hand.
Yes.
So, right now. So
I'll have it probably about 5 to 10 feet in front of us. That way the way in front of us is lit up.
right on. Is there a particular marching order? You guys, it's wide enough to go too wide, I would say.
I'll be one of the two in front.
Yeah, I'll be up front too.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll pull through.
As the person in the back would easily be able to kind of cover both people in front.
Yeah.
And as you enter the tunnel, you see that it's not outlandishly long. It's probably only 30 feet in length, and it comes to a wall. You can kind of see the way the shadows are playing, that it goes both ways around a curved center room.
Are you saying it splits or it opens up into a curved room?
There's two hallways that like kind of go around the external wall of a curved room that you cannot see yet.
I'll look at Stubbs and I'll say, dude, can you see through your familiar's eyes? Is that a thing you can do? I know it has a lot of eyes compared to you, but I just want to know.
Yes, it is.
Could you send Bumble down one hall and we go down the other? Is that also a thing
Sure,
you can do?
absolutely.
All right, we'll try to guide your not sensing body.
All right, so as you approach the wall, you see the hallway kind of goes around in a circle. So basically, it's a straight line going into two hallways, and both look identical. So whichever one you'd like to go down.
I would like to proceed with caution and check for traps.
Right on. Traps would have been a good idea. Damn it. So there aren't any noticeable wires or any. Whatever built this tomb built it here, because this is where his body hit the ground for the last time.
Not keep things out.
Yeah, pretty much. All barriers were magical because there was a sanctity to the old gods. There wasn't a need to desecrate temples. So this has been largely untouched since the day it was built, to be lost to the annals of time. So there isn't any thing obstructing you from making your way to the back. On one side, there's a storeroom that the door has long rusted or rotted away. Whatever stores were in there are gone. There is a small locket or some sort of necklace in there that you find that has an odd quality to it, but undetected or determinable. Unless you guys have that skill, actually. What am I talking about? You find a necklace in there.
I do not have any sort of spell like that.
By weird, do you mean like magical weird or just weird craftsmanship?
I mean, could be valuable.
Oh, okay.
Sellable. So, yeah, that's really, and it probably is like a video game, how the room is very nondescript, and then it's like you open the only drawer in the room, and it's on like a nice pedestal, still 100%,
Pristine.
ungarnished, pristine condition. It's a watch. It's a pocket watch. Doesn't even belong here. So other than that, you make your way around to the back, and there's the only thing that looks untouched by time in here, besides the necklace, of course, is this door. This door is like hand-carved mahogany with deep inlaid runes and the depiction of a benevolent-looking like ferret, a white streaming ferret cutting down the black possum Falderask. And it's like this scene of this ferret stabbing the possum like into the ground, and like light shining down on the scene. But the thing wrong with this scene, I guess, is the ferret's face has been scratched off.
Would I happen to know what the ferret's name is? / who the ferret is?
Sure, you probably would. I had the thought that this particular fae was like a ferret that came from like an Eastern culture that like knew about pressure points and shit. And this ferret was dope because it had like hair of white and hair of gold, and it was like a hero to some portion of this war. It was a champion, basically. One of the critters of old that rose high enough to kill the gods. So she was just a very badass critter.
Maybe she'll be gilded.
Gilded. Fair enough, I can make that. Gilded. So yeah, it is a depiction of Gilded slaying Falderask.
Falderask is the possum?
Yes. He is represented as a possum with like purple antenna coming out of his head. He's got 6 antennae that come out of his head.
That's oddly appropriate.
What a badass.
Yeah, I picture Faye as like a critter with some sort of extraordinary quality. Like his would be like some sort of fluorescent like moth antenna, and like I want to make a mouse with wings for eyebrows because I think that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Shit like that. The massive bee. I feel like they all should have like some sort of like just weird fey quality to them.
A fusion of creature and insect.
Yeah, pretty much a representation of the forest. 'Cause that's what they are. That's how I picture religion in this. Is like there's the reverence for nature itself, and then there's the desire to become civilized and grow as a community, and like that's the separation of the old gods and the age of the champions or the age of the anointed is the split between critter and god, critter and fae. Fucking dramatic.
So with this door, are we able to open it a little bit?
I mean, yeah, it looks like it's probably pretty heavy, but no, nothing our Hulk of a bard couldn't push open. Yeah, honestly, this is like the most.
Push it open the rack and see if I can tell what's in there.
Honestly, as you push on it, you have to like kind of hold it back for how easily it swings. It doesn't even feel like it touches the ground. The hinges flawless to the destruction of time, and it's dark in here. Your light source can't. It's kind of creating a shadow in this room.
I'll open the door the rest of the way then.
You see a very large center room. This is definitely what the hallway goes around as you walked inside. It's bare. There is a large stone sarcophagus on the opposite side of the room.
I turn to the others and say,
Well, nothing's here, boys. Guess we'll turn around and go back. Thanks for checking it out. We'll go back, tell them nothing was here, get our money, and be on our way.
I like the way you're thinking, but we made a deal. We're going to follow through with it.
Yeah,
That probably has something in it. And I don't want to be alone here when I break it open.
Yeah, see, it's not so bad if we all open it together. It would be all right.
At least leave Bumble with me.
I guess we'll stay. I just hear like a bzzz in the back of my head. Yep, all right, I'll stay.
All right, I have an idea. I can slick the area outside of the coffin with grease, like for my spells, and I can see if my mage hand can push open the tomb.
How big of an area can you grease?
Let me check real quick.
Because if you give me like the ability to get within 10 feet of it.
It's 10 square feet.
Okay. If you let me get like within 10 feet of it, I can just shatter it with,
Shatter?
drums.
Okay. Yeah, so you can stand right on the cusps of the grease. So I'll do that. I'll cast grease on the 10-foot area around the coffin.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to stand on the edge of it, and I'm going to cast Thunderwave with a 2nd level spell slot.
Right on. All right, go ahead and give me since you're inanimate object. Give me an attack roll to see if this thunder wave resonates strong enough.
Cool. Yeah, that's a 21.
All right. So, how does this look as you shatter this coffin?
So, as Russell beats his wings to just cover the ground in a slick grease,
He
and he
vomits.
backs away.
Kind of. It was like,
I'll walk forward. I'll hold my drum out in front of me. I'll pull out my longsword again, swing it into reverse grip, and I'll scream, "Open!" And I'll slam the pommel of it into the drum again.
Drop the bass. All right. So as you thunderwave this the sarcophagus, it kind of like throws the lid off of the tomb. Are you close enough to peer inside? How close are you?
10 foot away.
10 feet away.
So you're probably not able to see inside it without approaching, but nothing's climbing out.
I'm going to look over at Stubbs. And I'm going to nod my
Go
head
check it out,
towards
Stubbs.
Bumble, check it out. Bzzz.
As soon as Bumble gets above it in an aerial view, it's a fox. An unconscious fox, yes.
It's the tomb of Felderask for sure, guys.
What's inside?
That's the warden's son, isn't it?
He said it's a fox.
Very well could be the warden's son.
So where's Falderask? This just got a whole lot worse. We have no idea where this guy is.
I'm gonna take a leap and jump up over the grease onto try to land on the edge of the coffin. I can't hear you.
I would totally say you're capable of doing that.
Do I recognize what's inside the coffin?
Yeah, if you're from the north, you've heard of Waylon the Warden and how he runs Lemberg and his intentions for his son to take over after him, and maybe you've heard the son not wanting to do that. As far as you know, he's been missing. And here he is.
Oh shit!
We found the lost child.
I mean, he's like 6 or 7 seasons. I mean, I don't picture.
We found the lost
I guess I don't really know how aging works in this system yet.
Can I try to wake him?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna try to shake him, like just like violently shake him.
He feels very light. He's very frail feeling.
Is he
Very
like
gaunt.
skin and bones?
He looks like he hasn't eaten too much in the last 2 seasons.
I would lift him, but I'm weak as fuck.
What do you see in the coffin?
It's a fox, and he.
His name is Wailing. Wailing. Yep.
He's a missing child. I believe he is the child.
It is the missing child. Wailing.
Drake, come grab him.
All right, just dispel the grease first. I don't want to be on my ass if something comes in.
It's gone after a minute.
Okay. I'm going to come in and pick up the box, and immediately upon feeling he's frail, I'm going to be as gentle as possible.
Breaks all his limbs.
So you pick you pick him up, and like I said, he's very frail. And you take him out of the coffin, and he is breathing. You can tell that he's breathing. He's not dead, but he's unconscious.
Let's get him out of here, and I'll lead us out. Drake, you follow close, and then Sparrow, bring up the rear.
All right.
As you approach the door, the boy kind of stirs awake. Why are we leaving? Where are we going? And as he is talking, there's a demonic overtone to it. More so the more he talks. So it's like, where are we going? Like behind his, where are we going? So I don't know how you guys would react to that. What are you guys doing
Drop
now?
that motherfucker.
I'm going to be very startled. I'm going to, well, I'm probably going to regret this because this is my last second level spell for the day. I'm going to cast Suggestion, and I'm going to say, leave the boy's body to the thing trying to possess him.
Beat it 12 or 13?
13.
Alright, so I got a 14. So you drop the kid and you like call out, may the power of Christ compel you style onto this kid. And you can see that it actually probably almost even injures him. Kind of like a really hard dry heave. Trying to like get this spirit out of him. But after this long, hard dry heave, you kind of like see him sit up, and his eyes roll into the back of his head. And it's just the whites of his eyes, and he kind of starts to float a little bit. And that's where we're gonna roll initiative.
This is the fourth 8 I rolled in a row. All with
First
different
nat 20 in the night. Initiative.
A 7.
So I got an 11. My initiative.
So he's kind of like floating into the air. His appendages kind of like gangly floating. Philip, you're starting us off.
Okay. Good girl.
Yeah.
What would you like to? What would you like to do here?
I am going to. I guess first I will send Bumble out to sting this son of a bitch. And Bumble will, Oh, yes! Okay, I just rolled another nat 20. Yes.
That's a 1 in 400 chance.
What? That's crazy. I got 2 dice sitting right here. 20.
But
Anyway,
then again,
okay.
a lot more than 1 in 400.
The way I
That's
do
what I'm saying.
crits is the max of what your dice could be, and then roll again with modifier.
So the max of what your dice could be, and then you roll again with your modifier.
Yep.
Okay,
So
so
you're doing max
it's
damage with no
1d4 plus
bonuses.
2. Oh,
Okay.
okay. So 1d4. And then roll again,
Yep.
right?
Plus the modifier. So you get
So-
plus 4 to whatever you roll.
Okay, so that's a total of 8.
8 damage.
Yep. And then also, it's a DC 11 Constitution save to be poisoned.
Well, I would say that the boy's constitution is pretty weak these days. So there's actually 2 hit point pools here there is the ghost possessing him
Ooh.
and the boy himself.
Are ghosts considered undead?
Technically, yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, I guess it's a DC 11, and if they fail by 5 or more, then they fall unconscious for that many rounds.
So, yeah, the boy fell unconscious, but his body is still flailing about.
So,
how much
yeah,
damage was
and
that? How much did you say it was? It was 8 damage?
8, yeah, dang. So,
Sorry.
at that, Stubbs is going to yell out, "It's a ghost, not the boy. Try not to target the boy. We need to see if we can exorcise the ghost." And he's going to frantically look around for anything that might give an indication of how an exorcism was performed. Maybe some murals on the walls or something.
Go ahead and roll me a just perception check.
Well, that one was a 4.
There's the.
Can I try to take a look around too?
Yeah, I mean, if you all kind of want to just have maybe picked up various things from your surroundings.
I roll a
That's
12.
what I'm doing. I'm going to make the ghost feel bad about itself. But I'm going to wait my turn like a good boy.
So you see no real clear sign on how to kill this thing. The only thing that you can really think of is to stab it in the chest, like on the door.
Who's next in initiative?
Sorry. It is the ghost. So he kind of comes at you in a very jerky. He's not really. His feet are kind of dragging on the ground a little bit. He's not like 100% floating in the air. It's not like a full possession where this ghost is inhabiting his body. It's kind of just using it as a tool to represent itself. I guess no, that kind of goes against what I was just saying with the sword.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, explain that again.
So yeah, fuck what I just said. This body, despite it being asleep, which kind of accounts for its jerky movements, its eyes are still open. It's still the whites of its eyes, and it's talking to you. I am the Lord of the damned and waker of the sleeping. I am Falderask. Who are you?
I'm Drake of the Sand Sea, and frankly, you're not that impressive. If I'm allowed to, I'm going to make that vicious mockery.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay, he's got to make a wisdom save. You muted, my good sir.
From the Sand Sea. Never went there much. Don't really like the sand. But I see what you're trying to do there. You will not leave this cave. You will not take this boy. There is one ultimate solution here. You will join my army whether you like it or not.
Or we'll end your army. One of the two.
Everyone's always trying to get me to join their army. Gosh, I'm tired of joining armies.
So Faldrask lashes out with one of his hands. Who wants to be the brave soul? That was the farthest person inside this room. Actually, no.
I was probably closest to him.
Yeah, he had him in his hands.
The body.
Well, I feel you dropped him, so I feel like you probably all in a circle around him.
I was leading up the rear.
You just viciously mocked him, so he lashed out at you.
I deserve it.
The boy's arms are just not as long as I guess he thinks they are. So, and he misses. So that brings us to, actually, everybody give me a wisdom save, DC 13.
I rolled one lower on the die, and I have a -1 modifier, so that's an 11.
I got 12.
9.
There's an overwhelming sense of terror. You all are at disadvantage on your next action.
Okay. Sounds fun.
Just the sight of this kid kind of like contorting in devious ways is just catching you off guard. You have never seen anything like this, I don't imagine. So, yeah, reacting with pure instinct probably isn't the case. But that brings us to Taylor. Sorry.
You said it's we have disadvantage on our next attack. All right, I'm gonna try to keep my distance then, and I will attempt to use Chilling Touch.
Hooray for necromancy.
Right, that is a solid 4.
Is that to AC?
Yeah, not yeah. I'm pretty sure I missed.
So it doesn't take much to grab a hold of this boy. His movements are kind of predictable. He's not like floating up in the air and around the room or anything. So grabbing him and getting him with a chilling touch probably wouldn't be too difficult.
I think Chilling Touch
But
is a ranged spell, actually.
is it a what?
It's a ranged spell tech. I create a.
Oh, gotcha.
spell hand.
Righto. Yeah, well, you rolled a 4, so fuck you.
I will try to use my bonus action to hide.
What are you going to try and hide behind?
I'm gonna try to hide in the shadows.
Totally do the coffin. That would be amazing.
Hide inside the coffin. I mean, yeah, you can hop to the other side of the coffin.
Yeah, I'll do that. Ooh, that's a solid 24 for stealth.
So yeah, you successfully hid behind the coffin.
Vanish.
And that brings us to Connor.
All right. So he's right in front of me, yeah?
Hold on, did we
Well-
skip the other dude?
Nah. He
Okay. Go
went
first.
before Ghosty.
I had nat 20, okay.
I'm going to... You know what? I really don't want to hurt this kid. So I'm going to viciously mock him again. And I'm going to tell him, you're unnerving, but without that body, you're nothing. Not even a whisper.
Damn, Connor, words are cutting deep. What was it? I have a DC save. 13?
Wisdom.
You see a single tear roll from his eye. Ouch.
3 feet to hit.
Okay.
Also disadvantage on his next action.
Uh-huh.
So I put him in the situation he put us in.
Lovely. All right, top of the order, unless you have anything else.
No. I'm going to pull out my dagger, which is a cactus needle. And I'm going to hold it like a conductor's baton.
Right on. That brings us to top of the order with Philip.
Okay, I want to cast Charm Person on him, and although he has disadvantage, he gets advantage if we are fighting him. So I think those cancel out. Wisdom
He doesn't have
DC.
disadvantage on saves. He has disadvantage on his next action. So, like, if he tried to hit people.
Oh, okay. So he has advantage then. Oh man. Advantage, wisdom save, DC 12. As I throw some pollen on this guy and see if it has an effect. I imagine it looks pretty silly to the other people. Critters.
You're muted, my good sir.
So the kid probably snaps back to it for like 2 seconds, and then right back to the eyes in the back of his head, floating again. It worked for a second, but it didn't hold long.
Dang, nice. And I guess having seen that fail, I will just order Bumble to sting him again.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Jeez, Bumble's great. 19.
Bumble's going in.
Bumbles is the best member of this party.
Strongest.
Who's your DPS unit? The Bumblebee?
The Bumblebee.
For 5 damage.
5 damage, you said?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's got a
Consistent.
good AC too. 13.
That's better than my AC.
I forget
All
how
right,
Also,
so-
the DC 11 poison, but he's already unconscious, so that doesn't really matter.
True. That brings us to Taylor.
All right. Kind of hide behind this coffin, shit myself a little bit at this fucking flailing around kid. I'm going to. What's that do? I should look at this. I'm gonna cast True Strike on myself.
Right on.
Try to get myself the power. Wait, that's wrong. Okay.
I think True
Yes,
Strike
I
is
just
the
think.
one where you point at them for a round and then you have advantage on your attack.
Yep. That's my action. I'll stay hidden.
Kind of point from behind the coffin, crouch back down.
Okay, pop up, point. Kind of gain the courage to fuck him up.
Connor?
Doesn't the ghost go before me? He's
struggling with some mental incapacitation.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get up in his face and say, "What?" He's a god scared of a few critters.
Jeez. Here. Hot fire tonight. He critically failed.
Sweet.
Goddamn.
So that's another 2 psychic damage.
Sorry, the boy is kind of essentially woken up, so his arms aren't as rigid anymore, and this Balderask has fully grasped into the boy. He like kind of touches the ground and stands up straight, no longer needing to float, and he kind of cracks his back. Now you will see my true power. And he raises his hand, and you see slowly from around the room, like fingers starting to dig their way out of the dirt. On top of that, he kind of makes a swing wild to his left towards Stubbs.
Disadvantage.
All right, so he rolled a 7.
He sucks.
Hooray for vicious mockery.
Right.
This bard is the best bard ever. Fuck yeah.
Bubbles in the bard.
That brings us to the top of the order. If Connor, you're done.
I'm going to look around and I'm going to be like, okay, stop with the fingers. I'm not into that.
He just he isn't saying anything anymore. And these hands are slowly taking their time to dig out the dirt. You probably have a few rounds before they are a threat.
First round is 6 seconds. That's pretty impressive digging speed. I'm impressed.
A few rounds.
Philip, I think you're top of the
Okay, so yeah, I guess I just want to try and hit him with both Bumble and an Eldritch Blast and just try to like sting him twice if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 2 attack rolls.
I got a 13 on one and a 18 on the other.
So both are hits.
Nice.
So go ahead and give me some damage.
4 from Bumble and 9 from the Stinger. And I imagine it's just like a 1-2, you know, just like.
They hit Wailing's body really hard, and you see the shudder as they make contact, and it brings him to his knees. And you could tell by like the sound of the voice. I guess he wasn't talking, but like the demeanor on his face, that it's not Wailing possessing the body. The body is essentially given up. He's kneeling on the ground, and at this point, you have not finished me yet. Just wait, I'll be back. I'll always come back. He's kneeling. He has 2 HP left.
Come back? I don't think so. If you do, another group like us will take you down. And we're not even strong. So yeah, that's another vicious mockery.
You muted, Brian.
I know I was doing.
Oh.
So you see a flash of green light kind of radiating from his body out into the air, and a chill creeps up your spine. The body falls limp to the ground, and a trickle of blood streaming from his mouth. The chilled air is like kind of making everyone's breath appear, and you see coming from Wailing like a very small breath, and then no more.
I would like to kneel down to the boy, put my hand on his chest, and say, "You're not leaving. Not yet. You've been through too much." And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Clutch.
And I heal for 11 hit points.
Fuck yes.
You see, like, almost as the fog comes over his eyes, actually, you tell me, how, as someone on death's door is brought back with this spell, how do you picture Drake doing it?
As soon as Drake saw the boy collapse, he would immediately just go down and try to catch him. And if he didn't, he'd pick the boy up very quickly. And seeing that there was blood dripping from the boy's mouth, he'd know that something had to be done very fast, or else he's not coming back from this. So he would lay the boy down gently, put one hand on the boy's chest, and to put the drum next to the boy's body, and he would tap one side of the drum, tap the other, and then bring a closed fist down on the top and say, "You're not done yet. You're coming back with us. The evil is gone from your body. So let us move on from this disgust."
As you finish your incantation, a surge of life, though not the strongest, it is some source of life, and he can gain consciousness long enough to make eye contact with you. Thank you. And he passes back out. There is a calm in here that there wasn't before.
Are the hands again?
Yeah, they've stopped.
I hate to say this now, but we need to get out quickly.
Agreed.
Tyrion said that he would seal the place again, and we might be sealed in with it, so we gotta go.
So, boy in tow, you start to make your way through the exit, and as you pass through the door, you see that it's not the same, like, high-kept, like, nice quality. It's old. It's unhinged. It's rotting away. And there's a slight tremor about the cairn, prompting you to move a little faster. And as you make it to the door, you see the silhouette in the edge of the tree line. And as you make it through the tunnel, it kind of just sinks, and a dust cloud projects you guys farther away into the woods. Probably taking a few points of damage, nothing critical, enough to just rough you up a bit. But you look behind you and see the cairn essentially collapsing on itself. There are the sounds of bugs and other critters about in the woods this morning. The sun shining, it's reflecting off the dew on the leaves. It's a very picturesque sight.
Seems to be back to normal. Be back to normal.
It's a bummer such a historical site had to be lost. How's the boy doing?
Drake is gonna sigh, close his eyes, and has a small smile on his face, and he says, "This is gonna make a hell of a song."
You hear a familiar deep voice kind of echoing through the forest behind you. You will be fine, as will all in this area. I am free now to do as I please. You have not seen the last of Gilderin. And it kind of trails off from there. And I think that is where we are going to call it for the night. So,
This was
Nice, dude. That's great. That was awesome.
this was
What
the.
was the?
Go ahead.
What was he like?
What was who?
The creature.
The silhouette? Whoa.
Yeah, Faldorask. He was a ghost.
He
Straight
was.
up ghost.
Oh, Faldorask? Yeah, he was a ghost. Are you talking about the creature that I used for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a ghost.
Nice.
If we would have got to him sooner, I was gonna see if I could possess one of you guys and have him like sneak off with one of your bodies. But I wanted to go the full hero route here.
Yeah, that's good.
I would have been fully willing for us to not make it out in time, at least one of us, and I would have tossed the body out saying, "Take him back."
No, I wanted the good ending for one game at least. I'm getting kind of burnt out on the overly dark and sinister, so a lighthearted Critters game was fun. But let's wrap this up. This was the first video for the RWD Gaming channel. I'm Baron. I hope to put out more videos doing stuff like this. I don't know if anyone else has anything to say to sign off.
I really appreciate you letting us do this. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, great fun. Thanks, man.
Love you guys.